If your name is Shannon, thank you for downloading. Please do not listen. This is Cory, and this is the Anthem podcast.
Good afternoon, everybody. This is Rob.
That was a disclaimer up front.
Yes.
Like, they do with the
Mature audiences.
TVMA thing,
Yeah.
like adult content.
This is going to be a
language.
TVMA.
It's going to be a TVMA for Ryan Flaherty.
Right, yeah.
A lot of this will be.
Yeah. So, just sorry, Shannon, in advance. But
Yeah, I would stop listening, personally.
Although,
I don't.
well, let's get through the first part.
Unless
She
you're
can
just
stop
a
listening.
masochist.
She can stop listening in the middle.
Yeah, once we start talking about this Royal series, you
Right.
can stop listening.
Because like you say, up front, we really just need to catch everybody up on the trip,
Yeah, because,
which Shanny took with us, which
Yeah,
is why
yeah.
she should listen.
yeah,
yes.
which is why she should listen.
Yeah.
But so back up, because we discussed it a little bit last week.
Right.
We had grand ideas that did not come through, but
Yeah. Well, we were going to record on the road, which sounded like a great idea.
yeah.
At the time.
Yeah.
And then we left at 12:30, and at, 3 a.m. the next day? No, later than that, 6 a.m. the next day, we pulled back in here.
Yeah.
Not a conducive plan to doing any recording.
Yeah, and I for whatever reason, I figured there was going to be, 10-minute stretches along the way where both of us were awake
Yeah.
and, able to record, and we could, piece together, a nice
Right. Well, I
You
think
know,
that there were...
50-minute podcast, hour-long podcast, but,
There were, but we were just not in a good mood. It wasn't a good place to be
Right.
to do that kind of recording. It
Yeah,
was...
I guess.
It was
And there wasn't much happening
no.
the way out there to be.
No.
The trip wasn't very memorable.
Well, and that's what I'll say. It's a trip that looked better on paper than it was actually experienced. By the way, the whole thing itself, thank God, I'm glad we went. It was fantastic.
Oh, it's everything that happened between getting to Detroit and leaving Detroit
yeah.
was wonderful. So to catch you up, maybe this is your first episode listening, so welcome. But we on Saturday,
Right.
a week ago from the time of this recording,
Mhm.
I was driving EP to Game 1.
Well, no, Friday.
Friday, sorry.
Yeah, Friday.
Friday, Game 1, I was driving EP down to the stadium, and I said to her, just sort of offhand, I was just like, what do you think about going to Detroit? Did you work on Sunday? Do you want to go to Detroit on Sunday? And she's like, I don't work on Sunday. And I'm like, well, I don't know what it's like. It's probably expensive, and we can't do it. But, maybe there's something we can do.
But in her EP way, you've now given her the idea.
Yeah.
She grabs the cell phone. Click, 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 click.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then she finds out that StubHub tickets are only $65, and then, it's like, what, 2.5 tanks of gas?
Yeah, it was 800 miles there and back. And just so everybody, for those of you who may be first-time listeners, we are talking about the ALDS.
Right.
The Orioles playing in Detroit.
For Game 3, the clinching game.
The possible clinching game.
Possible clinching. It ended up being the clinching game.
Yeah. So we had this grand scheme. Well, then you called me, and I said, this sounds like a horrible idea.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And
then we called Shannon and told her the idea, and she was scared that we were going to get murdered in Detroit.
Yes, she said, you idiots are going to get shot, and I'm not going to go. And we're like, well, we're all in, so whatever, we're going anyway.
Yeah, and then Shannon was in. Eventually. Shannon, yeah.
We had to buy her the flak jacket, but otherwise.
The Oriole flak jacket.
So,
Which I hope that Ryan Flaherty is wearing, because somebody is going to take it out on him.
That not us. We are not saying that you should, nor are we saying that we will.
No, we're not saying that anybody who listens to this should take out Ryan Flaherty. But if you happen to be texting and you hit him with your truck, then I guess...
Wow. Cory's very mad at Ryan Flaherty right now.
I am very mad at Ryan Flaherty. Anyway, back to Detroit.
On paper, it seemed like easy enough trip. It's 8 hours from Camden Yards to Comerica Park. It was 8 hours.
With nonstop driving, so it would have been 10 hours.
Well, but yeah, the sell in my mind was we have 4 drivers. We can make that in 8 hours. No. You forget about the things that happen when you're traveling. Just like
you gotta stop, take bathroom breaks.
Yeah,
because
I think. Well, and at one point we did take a side of the road bathroom break, but that's what I picture. If you and I took a trip together, we drove to California, we could theoretically be on the road all day and
Yeah.
drive straight through.
Just do 40 hours straight.
Right, but when you travel with women, especially, you can't really pull over to the side of the road to do business. I mean, you can, but
Kind of reminds me of the God, what was that movie? Rat Race.
oh yeah,
Where it's just like, Daddy, I gotta pee. Well, give your sister a give your sister a bottle. It's like, she's a girl. She can't pee in a bottle. I'm sorry. Give her a bottle and a funnel.
Exactly.
I
So
love John Lovitz.
so we can't. So the 8-hour trip.
Acting? Thank you.
So the 8-hour trip became more, and the other things you don't factor in, just like getting road weary, and just like, let's get out of this car and do anything other than this.
Well, see, here's the worst part. Like, I was doing 8 to 10 hour stretches by myself.
Yeah.
When I drove to California.
Right.
And it was fine because I slept all night and then was ready to go.
Right. Not what we did.
Not what we did on this road trip to Detroit.
And what I told you is that would have made it easier. If everybody hadn't had to work or be up all day before we left, we probably would have had a better drive.
Yeah.
But not so much.
Anyway, needless to say, you drive and then all of a sudden, like, everything just looks like space, like hyperspace.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I can't be driving anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I could probably, like, if I really needed to, like,
push through.
Yeah, push through for another, like, 20, 30 minutes. But
yeah,
it's probably just best to be like, who's ready to drive? when everything starts looking the same and you're just like, oh God, oh God, oh God.
Were you awake when EP took over for me for the last stretch?
I don't think so.
Yeah, so apparently what happened is I looked over at her and I said, I think I'm going to need you to drive. And she said, are you okay? And I'm like, we're going to have to pull over soon. And I looked back and she said that as soon as my head went back forward, it went down. So wandered across the rumble strips that separated the lanes. And then I was like, okay, yeah, no, we got to get over right now. But it apparently happened instantaneously. Like, okay, wait, I'm about to check out. We have to do this.
It's now.
Out. Yeah. So
it's a now situation.
But we survived. We survived the drive.
We survived, and we survived Detroit.
We did.
No stabbings.
And we went to some of the gorgeously decrepit areas of town.
God, I love Detroit.
It's beautiful in its destruction.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the only way to say it. It's. I'm in the midst of writing a blog post that it's just like Detroit is, and I think our trip says this, is the heart of America, because it's a city that has been beat down as much as possible, and then we run into people like the Nevin grounds crew, who just love their city and they're going to keep putting in time.
And you know what? Honestly, for everybody who shits on Detroit, I would say that it's worth going. To see it, and especially because it may not happen in our lifetime in any kind of like meaningful way,
right? Yeah,
but something tells me that Detroit has a cool second act coming.
Yeah, we just
there just seems to be too much pride of the people who are left that for it to just like completely like go under.
Well, we just gotta wait for Omnicore to come in and pick up the right? Isn't that Detroit? Isn't that where that takes place?
Yeah, like the RoboCop.
Yeah. And the train station's vacant. It's perfect. It looks like Omnicore headquarters. Let's put it in there. But the only things in the city that are thriving
Freeze, dirtbag.
The only things in the city that are thriving are the 4 casinos within 2 square miles of each other.
They look great too.
Gorgeous.
Like, it really when you look at like the Motor City Hotel and Casino, and then directly across the street from it is like a warehouse that looks like it's falling apart. Right. It is falling apart.
Yeah.
But like it just the side-by-side comparison, you're just like, how can something so opulent be next to something so depressing?
And we were when we got to Detroit, we drove a little bit around the city and took in the sights, if you want to call them that. And it's a very weird place because we drove through a neighborhood that was 90% vacant.
Yeah.
And then we hit the college, which I can't remember the name of the
Wayne State.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But we hit that, and it's gorgeous. And it's like, people walking around, and nothing's vacant, and like the sidewalks are tended. And then we turn around and go back, and then immediately 2 blocks later, everything's run down again.
Yeah.
And blocks of grass that are weird within the city, where it's like, okay, so something was there, but it's obviously been bulldozed down.
Yeah, because it was so bad.
So bad that they just couldn't keep it up anymore.
Yeah.
Hopefully they check for bodies. I hope that's not. Or maybe that's just a Baltimore problem. I don't know. Just stashing bodies in vacant houses. So.
Well, there's plenty of places to do it in Detroit.
Well, so after that, we went to old Tiger Stadium, which isn't a stadium anymore.
Right. It's just a grass field.
Right.
But it was my idea. I thought it would be there's not like a lot to do in Detroit,
except for go to casinos.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure if we really like studied, we could have found interesting things to do.
We could go to Canada.
We could have,
but we didn't have a passport.
We didn't have passports. Yeah. But I mean, like we could have figured out something really neat to do. But I figured since it's a baseball trip,
right? Yeah.
And we're basically looking to just kill like a bit of time.
Right.
It was like an hour.
It was maybe 2 or 3 hours. But part of that was the Ravens were playing, so we wanted to find somewhere to watch the game till.
Right. So like an hour of that, I thought it would be a nice idea if we all took our gloves and a couple balls and played catch. Yeah. Where Tiger Stadium used to stand.
P.S. If you had made a list of things for us to do, I think it would have all been vetoed after the 10 hours in the car.
Yeah, probably.
Let's stand outside and enjoy the Detroit weather.
There are abandoned building tours though.
Jesus Christ!
Like there's you can go on like a guided tour of like abandoned buildings and they take you in there and you have to sign releases that say like
if you fall through the floor, it's on you.
If all of a sudden the floor collapses, like we're not responsible. You cannot sue us.
I bet that would be good for a this used to be kind of tour. Like, welcome to the old GM building, which is one of the only ones that actually looks like it's occupied in downtown. But, like, this used to be, what did that guy tell us? Across the street from the old Tiger Stadium was something, and it had a helipad on the top, and the owner used to land there.
Oh, yeah. I don't remember exactly what he said that was, though.
But I like that. That would be great, an abandoned tour of, look at this building that's so decrepit, but 50 years ago, the owner of the team had a helicopter, which was amazing.
Yeah.
And landed here to come across the street to the games.
I just want to be big time enough to have a helicopter that like I can land
somewhere like that.
Somewhere.
Yeah. The president has that. If the president wants to throw out the first pitch, they can land a helicopter on the field. Yeah. It doesn't matter. Just drop it right down on the field, come out, throw the pitch, back on the helicopter, and you're out.
See y'all. Peace, bitches.
That means victory. That's what he's saying.
Obama out.
Drop the mic.
Yeah, drop the mic.
Good to see ya. Thonk. Back in. Anyway, so we went out and played catch.
Though I don't imagine that Obama would want to spend too much time at Camden Yards right now. Yeah. Because there is somebody who occupies the left side of the infield who is just dropping bombs all over the place. Fucking Flaherty. Just dropping bombs left and right.
Yeah, yeah.
A little utility infielder Irish terrorist cell.
Just him by himself.
Yeah. Just
plus he doesn't
an army of one.
Doesn't want to be anywhere near the field because you never know where the throw is going to go. And catching one in the skull when you're sitting in the dugout. So, but anyway, so we were on Tiger Stadium field, which is, according to the people we spoke to, the actual original field, original dirt. Even so much so that they haven't added to the mound, which is now sunk down.
Yeah, it's no longer official size.
Right, but apparently that's where Ty Cobb played, and
Babe Ruth,
everybody. So we got to walk out on the field and play a little bit around, and we threw the ball around and touched the grass and met one of the groundskeepers who was awesome.
Yeah,
to say the least. I wish I could remember his name.
He was a great ambassador to Detroit.
He was. Like, that guy should be greeting everyone. There should be a toll booth on the way into the city and have that guy in the toll booth. Yeah. But so, big shout out to the Nevin Grounds crew. That's what
Nevin Field
Ground crew. Yeah. That's who were taking care of the field there. They were super nice to us, despite the fact that we were in our Orioles gear. He told us to park there because it would be a safe place to leave the car.
Yeah, he told us it was where the players parked. When it was Tiger Stadium.
Right. Yeah.
And when we went back there were a bunch of Tiger fans tailgating.
Yeah.
And I, for one, wanted to make friends.
Yeah.
I said that at one point. I was like, I'm going to go make friends.
Well, our car's going to be here. Let's be nice.
Yeah, well.
So, depending on what happens.
When we stopped before we got going, we went to Royal Farm and I picked up a big thing of burger cookies, thinking that would be a nice thing to eat along the trip.
Yeah.
I ate most of them.
I was going to say,
I don't think anybody else had any.
No, I think Shanny and NEP had one each.
Maybe. Okay, well, yeah. I had like 4. But there were some left. there was a couple left, and I figured I'll go around and just like offer people burger cookies.
Right. And our guy took one.
Yeah, I definitely wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Our groundskeeper got one.
I wish I could remember his name. I'm gonna go on Facebook and see if we can figure out who he is.
Well, he took a picture of us to put on their Facebook page.
Yes,
so
I'm hoping that.
as soon as I see that, I'm sharing it on the the Anthem
Good.
page. But I was handing out burger cookies, and I was telling him like, hey, this is a local favorite
In Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore favorite. I thought you guys might like to try it, and everyone was very like, oh, thank you.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Super nice crowd.
Yeah, nobody gave us any kind of shit.
Well, and then so we left the car. We went across to, and you just told me the name of the bar.
McShane's,
which is right there across the street from Old Tiger Stadium. And although we did get some shit,
still seems to be the hot spot for
yeah,
Tiger and Lion games.
Well,
even though there's quite some separation between it and the
greatest thing I've ever seen in my life, the bars actually run bus services down to the stadiums. So if you come into McShane's and you order food and order drinks, they give you a ticket, you get on a bus, and they take you down to the damn game.
Yeah.
If the bars in Fells Point, Fed Hill, back anywhere, Canton, did that, they would have game day people in their bars.
Well, there are some. I know that
Scores does it.
Well, Scores. That's a different kind of thing, though. I don't think they take you to the game. I think they just take you from the game to Scores.
Maybe so. Yeah.
So I guess you could park at Scores
and then
take an Uber to.
If you go to Scores before the game, the likelihood that you actually make it to the game is probably low. So,
then you run out of money, and then you go
to the ATM.
Yeah,
$9 fee. Ugh. All right, let me get.
Well, I don't really want to leave and come back,
right?
Because the cover's $9. That's how they get you. Just have to end up paying it again.
But yeah, so wait, do the bars do that in Baltimore? I haven't seen.
Well,
that.
there's the God. I'm trying to remember the name of the place.
Mm-hmm.
It's on Hanover Street. It's right on the water. It's a fish house.
No idea.
I don't know. They got a bar and they have a shuttle.
Oh, okay. Wait. Are you talking about the one that's across from the harbor, from like the aquarium? Because that place has a.
Well, they have a shuttle too,
but it doesn't go to the games.
The one I'm thinking of is like, you know where Harbor Hospital is?
Yeah.
Like near Cherry Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Across the water from that. I think it's like Nick's Fish House or something like that.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know
they have a shuttle. Games. Yeah.
Anyway, so these places have buses, full-out school buses.
Yeah.
That take you from the bar to the game and from the game to the bar. And we were walking back from the game to get to the car and literally flagged one down in the middle of the street. And
right.
The guy's opening the door and just letting you on and bringing you out. It's awesome. It's something. But so we went to McShane's and the people gave us some shit, but there was a healthy
amount of shit, like
good sportsmanship.
Yeah, just sort of like you walk by and they're just like, Baltimore, what are you doing here? Blah blah blah. Yeah,
and we did have, when we first walked in, there was this moment where I almost felt the crowd like go quiet and then murmur amongst themselves. Yeah. So we just like
what are we gonna do about this?
Flex the colors a little bit and just hope for the best. There was a Yankee fan in there, and he was just like, "Thank God you guys came in, because they're still giving me shit. And the Yankees aren't even in the playoffs."
I do tell you though, the most annoying fan in Detroit was that little kid.
Oh my God!
Who was a Tiger fan,
and the other worst fan in the world,
an Indianapolis Colts fan.
Yeah.
And the Ravens were playing the Colts at the time.
Right, yeah.
And anytime anybody did anything for the Colts, he had to be like, yeah, suck it, Ravens. I'm just like,
Thank you.
Little 6-year-old is fucking...
Hey, listen, when the running back scores, I'm like, yeah, that's good for both of us, man. Fantasy football, all right. I hope he gets 400 yards this game, and they lose by 3. That's all I really need. So
I hope that... Ryan Flaherty did something inappropriate to that child, so he has to be suspended for the rest of the... Because that's a win-win, too.
Oh, my God.
Because that little child gets it, and Ryan Flaherty...
I can't even. Anyway, so we went to the game. Comerica is a beautiful park. Mixed reaction from the fans, but there was more Oriole fans there than I thought there would be.
Yeah.
Our tickets were in an interesting kind of area. It's as if the flag court at Camden Yards, somebody built bleachers on top of it. Basically, that's what it is.
Yeah, more or less.
Because there was that little area below us that was kind of like the flag court, except it had couches. Which, by the way, I would recommend. They should put couches in the flag court like that.
See, but then I don't know. That seems like it'd be a lot of trouble.
People throwing them on the field and stuff.
No, just I don't know.
Drunk Baltimore fans can't handle themselves.
They got the couches up on the rooftop bar.
Okay, true. Oh, it is. That's what it is. It's as if the rooftop bar in center field had bleachers on top of it.
Yeah,
that's kind of what it is.
Yeah.
Because the bar was down below us.
Right.
Right, and they had the blue ice that was burning.
Yeah, that was cool.
Did you have a talk? Did anybody tell you about the blue ice?
No.
Some guy was trying to tell me that this was a special kind of thing that burned, and I was just like, okay, are you for serious? Like, you know that this is that's not methane.
There's a gas line running through this.
It's natural gas that's just burning, and it's not actually the ice itself that's burning.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, it's the ice, and I'm like, okay,
whatever you say.
Whatever you say. But it was a beautiful park. And did you guys
somebody in Detroit trying to sell you magic beans?
Yeah, I got a couple pieces of this ice, man. They burn forever. It's hot. It's great. But I walked around and I saw like their statue park, which was nice.
Yeah.
And I mean the whole stadium was gorgeous, and the game, of course, can't beat that.
I will say, I did find it interesting. Mm-hmm. Like the first couple innings were 75% full, 80% full.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is going on here? This is a playoff game.
Yeah.
And, like, this is a winner-go-home playoff game for Detroit.
Yeah.
Like, you think that everyone would be out there in force. Well, yeah. I mean, like, winner. Yeah.
Winner stay home.
Yeah.
We're going back to Baltimore.
Yeah. I figured that more people would be there, and then all of a sudden the Lion game let out. The Bills-Lion game let out.
Right.
And the rest of the stadium got filled with people who decided to watch the Lion game first before the Tiger game. And I was just like, ugh. I can't even imagine, like...
But dedicated fans.
Yeah.
But that's a long day for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
and I can't... The fact that you would go to... that they allow two sporting events of that caliber to be happening simultaneously.
I feel like that almost happened in Baltimore, and they said no to it.
Well, the Ravens were supposed to open at home.
Right.
And the Orioles had a game that day.
And
they couldn't open on home.
Yes, you can, obviously. Although maybe the Detroit Lions are not Ravens caliber team. So.
Well, I don't think they have, like, a parking lot.
Maybe that's what it is, too.
I don't think they, like... the Ravens and the Orioles share parking lots.
Right, yeah.
I don't think that there's shared parking lots.
Well, I don't think any of them have parking lots.
I don't think there was, like, an official stadium lot.
No.
So,
maybe. Or it could just be that the Lions suck and they weren't expecting that many people to go. So, could be that. But anyway, so the game was great. The stadium was beautiful. And then we caught the bus back to the other side of back to the bar and came back and went to get in the car. And we had a very nice note.
Well, first, EP thought it was a ticket.
Well, yeah, which everybody... Well, she was especially pissed because it was her car.
Yeah.
Those assholes made us park here, and then we got a ticket.
But I went and reached it.
Mm-hmm.
You have your phone there. Are you going to pull it up?
I'm looking for that. Yeah, I was looking for the picture.
There was a note, a handwritten note, like on the back of a receipt that somebody had put under the windshield, or under the windshield wiper. And Rob's looking for it right now, but basically what it said was...
Here we go. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah. Thanks for the burger cookie. Good luck in the next round. Have a safe ride back. Signed, Detroit.
From Detroit.
From Detroit.
I thought that was just one of the classiest moves I've seen.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Super classy move.
But,
I guess you could say that the classy move, too, was me giving out burger cookies to people. But
could be that. Could be that, too.
It was class all around.
Right.
Unlike Ryan Flaherty, who is a Class A jerk-off all around.
Anyway, so then we took the 10-hour drive back, which was, if at all possible, worse than the drive there. We stopped at a McDonald's like an hour outside of town.
Not even that.
Not even that. I slept from the parking lot probably to the McDonald's, and I thought for sure we were 2 or 3 hours into the drive. And I was so upset when I learned it was only like 40 minutes into the drive.
We were just outside the city limits.
No! But yeah, so then everybody started not feeling well from the McDonald's. Well, not you. I guess you were okay.
I'm impervious to it. I eat so much McDonald's that it doesn't affect me anymore.
But everybody else started feeling really bad, and it was just a bad situation.
It's like if you're one of those people who's always like with the Purell and stuff like that, like
Right.
you get sick like all the time. But if you like eat food
Shove
off
McDonald's.
if you eat food off dirt,
Right.
then you never get sick.
I saw that guy coughing directly on my fries. And I was like, I'm okay. It's all right. I'll be fine. It's fine.
Well, with the caliber of company that Rob keeps, that's not the worst thing that I've ever seen.
But so then the drive back was just miserable, and everybody and everything had caught up to us, and there had been no rest. It was just drive, and then baseball, and then game, and then drive.
Yeah.
So
we had originally planned to record the podcast you heard last week. Thank God we did it.
Yeah,
We had recorded that before we left, and then we were going to. I brought the recorder along, and we were basically going to do like updates from the road.
Yeah,
with
every
like
10 minutes.
interesting things that might have happened, and, stories that have come up, and the camaraderie, and obviously like what Detroit's like, and
right.
how the game went, and blah blah blah, et cetera, et cetera. But pretty much everybody was sleeping.
Yeah.
The entire trip to and fro. I think we only did one hit. We did
one
yeah.
right after breakfast.
Right after breakfast, we basically said like, "Oh, we're almost in Detroit.
We should probably do something."
we're in this little town that's it was oh god, the
Ohio.
president who died in 40 days.
Rutherford B. Hayes.
No.
Nope. Garfield.
No.
Cleveland.
No.
Shit. I don't know.
William Henry Harrison. I died. Yeah. Harrison.
Yeah. Okay. So we were at his birth town or
Right.
whatever,
And they had a Civil War reenactment going on.
Yeah, which everybody was pissed that I wanted to drive by. We didn't even stop. We just drove past it.
We never went to Tim Hortons either.
Fuck, we didn't go to Tim Hortons. You've never had Tim Hortons.
Yeah, I know.
Oh god, I hope people please tell Cory how good Tim Hortons donuts are.
Or just
Send us some Hortons.
send us some Tim Hortons, I guess.
To our Canadian listeners.
Yeah, just tweet me, and I'll set up a drop location
For the Tim Hortons.
I'll set up a dead drop.
Oh, you don't want them to bring them directly to your house?
I got your donuts, eh?
How the fuck far did you bring? You came from Canada with donuts? All right.
Wait, Toronto? No, Winnipeg.
You drove from
Fucking Winnipeg.
Anyway, so this little town had a Tim Hortons in it, and
Yeah.
I've never seen a Tim Hortons in the U.S. Never, but this little town had one.
Yeah,
Something tells me there's somebody in that town. The owner of that shop is Canadian,
maybe.
and they moved there, and like, you know what? Hey, you know what this town needs? A Tim Hortons. Yeah.
What's up with all these Dunkin' Donuts? Ain't nobody want that shit.
We need a Hortons, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we didn't go, and we didn't record anything. It just not good. It was not a good. The trip itself was fantastic, and what I said was, or maybe you said, I don't remember, but like 30 years from now, when we're looking back, we're not going to remember the shitty drive.
No, the drive will become
like
it's just like how any time you do anything that's memorable, you forget the shitty parts.
I will remember. I'm not listening.
Unless of course you're like a Red Sox fan in 1986,
Right.
with Bill Buckner. You remember that shitty part. Or you're an Orioles fan in 2014 and Ryan Flaherty is on the team. You remember that shitty part.
Well,
Fucking Flaherty.
speaking of shitty parts, I farted in the middle of the night, in the middle of the drive, and Shannon in her sleep, and she didn't say anything about it. Either she's classy or she didn't remember. So, like, woke up and was like, "Oh my god!" It like smacked me, and then went back to sleep. And then she
maybe
didn't bring it up
it was
anymore
all
after that.
maybe it was all just reflex.
It could be. It could be. We know EP didn't have any idea what was going on,
Yeah.
so that was fun. But it was good.
Maybe Shannon just is like used to.
Could be. But anyway, so we make the trip.
Well,
and
her
get
boo
back.
Ryan Flaherty stinks, so maybe she's used to. Oh, man,
Gosh. Hopefully she hasn't made it this far.
it's gonna be hot and heavy with the Ryan Flaherty.
Oh, yeah. So speaking of which, so then we get back. The Orioles did clinch the ALDS. We got back here, which means that we had 4 short days before the ALCS began,
Short days, yeah.
which was...
It was agony.
Why was it agony?
Okay, so every other sport, I mean, the NFL is different because it's one game.
Right.
But, like, every other sport that has, like, series, like, as soon as the series wraps up, like, both sides of it, they just start playing.
Right. So even when both the Royals and the Orioles swept in any other sport, they would just start playing.
Yeah, like
the
2
next
days
series.
later, just, like, start getting it going.
Baseball, we wait for everybody to get done in that round.
Yeah. But
Start
even
playing.
then, the Cardinals and the Giants advanced in 4 games as opposed to 3. But then you have to wait, like, an extra 2 days for...
Right. Well, there's a reason that the games are on 8 p.m. at TBS.
Yeah.
They want Friday, Saturday in Baltimore in prime time on TBS.
Yeah.
So that's why they do it.
All I will say about Game 1
Yeah.
is that the 8 o'clock start time on a playoff game that, if it ended in regulation, would be 4 hours.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
So that puts us at midnight, getting back to the car 12:30ish.
Well, all I'm going to say is
Getting
the MLB
back
owes
home.
me $6.
What?
The MLB owes me $6.
Oh, yeah.
The parking rolled over.
Yeah.
Bastards.
I still felt like that was worth it.
No, it's totally worth
Yeah,
it. But
just to get out of town quicker.
yeah.
I don't know if it worked for you, but
No, I did.
I got home pretty quick.
I went down Light Street instead. So.
But I didn't get to bed until 3 o'clock. And then I had to
I
be
know.
at work at 7.
Not good. Not good, MLB.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
then to turn around and have a 4 o'clock game today. So
Now, this is almost like the Detroit trip. It was a long-ass game last night, short sleep, work all day, another game.
yeah.
And now we're sitting here at the end of that day, and I really could just go to sleep.
Yeah, I could pretty much fall asleep at this moment.
Yeah. So, but game 1 was a heartbreaker. Just
Though, you know, I knew going in the series was going to be super tight.
Yeah.
And so far it has been.
I didn't think
I
they
guess
were
if-
going to. I did not
if you-
think they'd take both games.
If you look at the series so far, you say to yourself, if you just look at the final scores, you're saying to yourself, like, well, the Royals are beating them by 2 runs, but it's kind of closer than that.
Yeah.
There's just been some, what do we call them? Flaherties that have happened.
Is that what we call a bad inning, Flaherty's?
We
Oh,
call
no, well,
that
Flaherty just does it himself.
anything that okay. So now here begins the rant.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of naked pictures Ryan Flaherty has of Buck Showalter, but it is affecting the ball club.
Yeah.
Playing him. I when I was walking back to the car with my dad tonight, I said, the only way that Ryan Flaherty isn't in the lineup is if he's dead.
Right.
And then I thought about it for a second, and I said, no, that doesn't even stop it. Because God knows Buck is going to jerry-rig some kind of weekend at Bernie's system
Get him out there.
where Jimmy Paredes is wearing the back half of Ryan Flaherty's uniform. And standing out there trying to imitate Ryan Flaherty.
Yeah.
Which is basically what a normal athlete would look like if he was wearing somebody's body in front of him.
Deaza out in left
Some
field.
some sort of human centipede kind of like sew the two of them together.
Yeah. Yeah. So wait, so
And
go back
okay,
to game 1.
so
Go back
hold
to
on.
game 1. Go to game 1. Go to game 1. We'll get to game 2.
Yeah.
Game 1. Very close game. All game long.
And then
free
Britton,
baseball.
and then Britton decided to walk the bases loaded.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah. He was trying to avoid giving up the bunt.
Right. Which was smart-ish. And then
Not smart to walk the bases loaded.
no, but we threw got the out at home. Things were turning up,
Yeah.
and then not so much. And then O'Day comes in and
Gets rocked a little bit.
yeah, got a little rocked. But here's the heartbreaker about well, one, it was extra innings. That's heartbreaking to begin with.
Yeah.
But it's free baseball, so it is what it is. And we knew. I just hate that people keep saying, "Well, the Royals can't lose. They can't lose." That's what's happening because they won their wild card game, and then they swept, and now they've won 2. But it wasn't. We gave them the game. It was not that they won necessarily. I think that there was mistakes made from the Orioles' perspective that gave them the game.
The Orioles don't really seem like the same team that they have all season in these last 2 games.
I don't know.
I don't know what has to change.
Well, and I'll
or
give
who
you
needs to play third base to make this.
one. For example, Markakis not going home in the 6th, not getting sent home on that fly or the ball out into the outfield. It's got to be a perfect throw from the left fielder to get him out.
The startling amount of times that we've had bases loaded or runners at second and third and have done nothing with it.
Yeah.
I mean, this has sort of been the MO of the team. Like, if we don't hit a home run, then we don't score.
Well, and another great example, that same inning, Adam Jones is a power hitter. I get that. But he tends to strike out, too. So let's lay down.
All game, I was calling.
Lay down a bunt.
we got 0-2 on Joe's. Here comes a slider away.
Yeah.
Here comes
and
the strikeout.
He's going to swing at it.
Because he can't help himself.
And the first 2 innings of the game, I'm sitting in Dempsey's. I mean, the game 2, not game 1, game 2 today. I'm sitting in Dempsey's with people, and they're just like, the pitcher's not throwing a strike all game. The only strikes he has are swinging strikes.
Yeah.
And they pull up the pitch count, and he's got like 25 pitches. None of them are in the strike zone. They're all outside. And then they started holding back, and then they're like, well, this is what it used to be, and we're watching on TV, obviously. This is what it used to be. This is what it is now. By holding back, they finally got him to throw it down the middle because he'd get down 3-0, and he walked 3 or 4 people. So
I was telling my dad about Yordano Ventura, who pitched today, that if he when he's got nobody on base, he's great, but once he gets ducks on the pond, he becomes very jittery.
Yeah.
And
he's more attention to the base runners than he does pitching.
You get in his head when there's runners on.
Yeah.
And we had runners on all game.
The worst part.
I think we had the bases loaded like 3 times and couldn't make anything happen. Like,
no, we scored 1. We scored 1 with the bases loaded, but that was it. Fielder's choice.
And with game 1, I don't want anybody to talk to me about Ryan Flaherty's little bloop RBI single.
Right, yeah.
Because it was a dying quail, and that happens.
Well, it's been happening to the Royals all series.
Yeah.
For some reason, they've
been getting all these hits that are just dropping in like right behind the infield.
Yeah, and bad fielding by our guys, like kicking it. It's not soccer, Ryan. It's not soccer.
All right, now I got to do it.
Okay,
I can't.
I'm going to push the mic away. I'm going to let you go.
I said once to my father at a Ravens game that it's entertainment. And I think as part of the entertainment, when the coach throws the red challenge flag and the referees go into the video replay and take a look,
right?
If they have to overturn the call, I feel like part of the entertainment for me, which I would find delightful, is that the referees had to sincerely apologize prior to announcing the overturn.
First, I'd like to say,
you would have Ed Hockley come out like midfield, just like turn on his mic. It'll be like, guys, I just wanted to say I'm really sorry that I missed that call. I'm going to do better. I hope that you can forgive me. The ruling on the field is not a fumble. Ravens ball, 1st and 10 on the 30-yard line. Thank you very much. I'm sorry.
God forgive me.
Please. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand why you're upset. I'm sorry.
Please
Please
don't shout bullshit on national TV again.
Please, I understand you're upset. Like that should be. I feel like that should be the way that it goes.
Right.
I think I haven't yet looked at any video of after the game today, but I hope that Ryan Flaherty started with an apology.
Right.
A very sincere apology. Because first off, there were 2 moments in particular that had me screaming at him from my seats. First of all, he had I can't remember the count. He had a nice hitter's count though. I think it was like 2-1, 3-1, something like that.
3-0 probably.
Maybe
in the early part of the game.
It was halfway through.
So not against
Ventura. Close to the end. I think I want to say 7th inning or so.
Yeah.
And it became a 2-strike count. And me, like anybody else who's ever played baseball in their life, say, okay, 2-strike count, you have to play defensive.
Right.
If you think there's any chance at all that the umpire might call it a strike,
Yeah.
just take a hack at it.
Yeah. Just hit it.
Foul him off. Foul him off. If it's not your pitch, it's not your pitch, but just foul it off. Like, that's part of the game. You got to learn how to foul pitches off.
Yeah.
If you take a swing and you miss, at least you were there trying.
Right.
I cannot, under any circumstances, understand why Ryan Flaherty, with an 0-2 count, or with the 2-strike count, sits there with the bat on his shoulder.
Well, and I know which bat you're talking about. And number one, he went down 3-0. That was up front.
It was 3-0, and
it
then
was 3-0, and then I understand
went to 3-2.
I understand getting back to 3-2 that happens, but you don't take a cut at the 3-0 pitch, which, by the way, is 9 times out of 10 coming right down the middle.
I don't care.
Take a hack at that one.
No.
How about? But then he gets to 3-2.
No, because there's been enough people throughout the course of baseball history.
Yeah.
Great hitters. The best, go through the Hall of Fame. Just like the best hitters.
Yeah.
There are a large, overwhelming majority of them who say the first pitch is the pitcher's.
Well, unless you're Doman Young.
I'm taking strike one.
Right.
Because that's your pitch.
Right.
And then once, even take strike two if you feel like you're not getting what you want.
Right.
It's not until 2 strikes that you really become alive. That you really focus on hitting.
Here's what I don't like. I don't like that he basically sat that whole at bat with the bat on his shoulder. Because he took 3 balls and 3 strikes in a row.
Yeah.
You can't do that. Not in the 7th down by 1.
The second part, obviously, was his horrible fielding play, which Ryan Flaherty's job for the Orioles is to come in as a defensive replacement.
Yes.
I went to not every single game. I went to 4 games in Chicago.
Yes.
When the Orioles were there playing the White Sox and the Cubs, and he made 4 errors.
In 4 games.
He came in as defensive replacement in 4 games and made 4 errors.
Now, he's like the long-term substitute at this point, though, right? He's been playing third for Manning since he was injured.
Well, Davis was.
Oh, that's right.
And then they were trying anybody just to see what happened.
Anybody but Flaherty.
Well, no, I mean, like, they were just seeing what they had with, like, Paredes and Kelly Johnson and all that.
Yeah.
And fine. There were like a lot of errors going down the stretch from potential third baseman.
Yeah.
But
not utility infielders.
Flaherty, oh, God.
Yeah.
I really hope somebody I really hope our Flaherty problem isn't a Flaherty problem anymore.
Yeah.
So this is what I said. I said when Flaherty comes back to the dugout after the strikeout where he had left the bat on his shoulders, I said Buck should grab him by the neck, ask him if he's ever played baseball before, and then insist that he goes from player to player and apologize.
Right.
For what he just did.
Jay, you need to apologize for that.
You need to go, because, okay, so Jones strikes out all the time on that slider out and away.
Yeah.
Low and away.
Yeah.
It's just clockwork. It happens all the time.
Don't get down by 2, you're going to get out.
What the saving grace of that moment is every once in a while he makes contact with that pitch.
Right.
And just drops a little flare into right field. Yep. And it starts a rally.
Or sometimes that slider doesn't slide and he knocks the shit out of it.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
When he strikes out looking like a fool, obviously we all go like, oh, God, why are you swinging at that pitch? It's never...
Yeah.
But when he does hit it, 10% of the time...
Great bat. Great
at bat.
Yeah.
Great eye.
Yeah.
Way to go. When he looks like a fool, we're just like, oh, God, Adam Jones, stop swinging at that pitch.
By the way, Twitter was a flutter. And somebody pointed out to their credit,
hashtag a flutter,
said that people were giving Adam Jones all kind of shit for striking out. And like, hey guys, he hit a home run, a 2-run home run, 2 innings ago.
Yeah,
calm the hell down. But it's the bandwagon fans.
Now you know what though, I can understand why you would be upset because Jones. Okay, so Jones is what Jones is.
Yeah,
Jones is a super aggressive hitter who doesn't walk ever.
Right,
and he hits close to 300 by being a super aggressive hitter.
And that's why we pay him the big bucks.
Right.
Yeah.
I still wish that somebody would just sit him down and, like, just throw sliders low and away at him.
Don't swing it.
Yeah, just his batting practice is somebody throwing lone away sliders and him not swinging.
Rope on the bat.
Right.
Just train that body.
Or if you're going to swing at it, just practicing like dropping him into right field.
Like that the half step poke.
Yeah, like Vladimir Guerrero used to do.
Yeah.
Where a ball would bounce and he'd tee it off into center field. Like,
that didn't happen that often, but I do remember it actually happening.
Oh yeah, it did
a slider
happen.
bounce and have him hit it off the bounce.
Well, there was so many times where he was like, had like his entire body like extended as far as he possibly could.
He's in the opposite side.
Yeah, like it's box. Like in the other batter's box, and he's like teeing off on it. Like that was.
Well, that's how you get that power. It's the extension. It's rotating the hips through,
it's
like Arnold Palmer.
Full extension. Flaherty's defensive mistake, though.
Yeah.
I don't even know where to begin.
I know.
Why? You are, like, for all intensive purposes, you are the defensive replacement for this team. You and David Lowe, your only jobs are to come in and play defense.
Not pinch hitting. You're not pinch hitting.
Yeah. Nobody's saying, oh, we need this at bat real bad.
Yeah.
Let's get Ryan Flaherty up there. No. Delvin Young does that. Paredes.
Yeah.
Anybody but
Flaherty.
Anybody but Flaherty.
Yeah.
Because those 7 home runs he hit this year weren't worth it.
No, not worth the exchange. So, but
not worth the 15 errors that he had.
Who plays third then? Who plays? Because we've set the list. The list is set for this ALCS.
I don't care. Cruz, Young, anybody. Buck can play third.
Do you want Cruz out there at third? Really?
It can't be worse.
Okay.
Well, it can't be worse.
So what do you think going in?
And at least it'd be a LARF.
We got to win 4 out now.
I don't feel like we need to win 4 out, but we need to.
Got to take 2.
I feel like we need to even the series.
Well, yeah, but we
got
to get at least 2 in Kansas City at the Big Keg.
If we get 2 out of 3 in KC,
yeah, bring it back.
I'm feeling okay.
Well, anything less than 2 out of 3 is the series over.
Well, if they get 2 out of 3, series over.
Yeah. Oh, you mean we don't have to get all 3 of them there?
No.
Right. It's not win or go home.
Right.
Although it's getting very close to be that.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be down 3. But
Red Sox.
I feel like
we are not the Red Sox. We cannot go down 3-0.
Though I do feel like if the power whenever it comes, seems to come in bunches.
So let's hope.
So if we'll hold off on that.
Yeah. So we'll say that we'll save that for another day.
Well, here we go. We're cutting in as live as we possibly can. This is Monday night.
Yeah.
If you can't tell, Rob is on the phone because obviously this is a bit of a drive for an extra
10 minutes of recording.
Yeah, an extra 10 minutes or so. But we were going to stay up late with you and watch the game and report accordingly. But Mother Nature decided to
pull a Flaherty.
Yeah, to pull a Flaherty and ruin it for everybody. So
yes, unfortunately.
Rob, how badly does your night suck now that there's no baseball?
Well, I built my whole night around being up and doing this thing, and now my whole day is basically ruined. So thank you, Mother Nature, for that. And now we're going to have to mess up the pitching rotation, and we're coming back now on short rest. It just messed up the whole deal.
Well, I think more than anything, what really bothers me about this whole thing, is that I was looking forward to Thursday when it was going to be the Cardinals-Giants game all by itself.
Right.
And I could watch the O's tonight, and then I could watch 2 games over the next 2 days, and then the Giants-Cardinals by itself, and then hopefully the Orioles back in town taking on, when they come back after they've at least taken 2 out of 3 in KC.
Right, and now it's going to be games every day, the same games every day all the way to the end, I think, right?
Yeah, pretty much, I believe.
Yeah, so no breaks, so the Orioles will be on, and so will the Giants, and we'll have to fight for that early slot, because I don't think that the good slot's the primetime slot, but oh well.
Well, we'll probably give it to the later slot to the Giants, because they're on the West Coast.
Oh, I would hope so. I would love to have the 4 o'clock. Yeah.
But we do have 8 o'clock. If you're listening to this podcast on Tuesday when it comes out, you're listening. The game is tonight at 8. It'll be Guthrie and Wei and Chen
Mm-hmm.
So I'm feeling good with Guthrie hasn't pitched till the end of September.
Yeah.
Chen, I think, is our most reliable guy.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this.
Well, and then the problem is what happens after this, because they're looking at Tillman and DeShields for Game 4, which I'm concerned about. And I don't know whether this works to our advantage with the Royals pen or whether it works to our disadvantage.
Well, I think our pen is a little bit deeper.
And they probably need the rest.
Their guys are probably like better off. They might have a better end three, like the Herrera. What's the other two guys? Herrera, Wade Davis, and their closer. Fuck.
You're the Royals expert. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think that's their bullpen pretty much. So if those guys get tired out pitching every day, then
Well, then you would say that.
Is Brad Brock better than Finnegan?
But does this extra day help them or does it hurt them?
I think it hurts the Royals more than it hurts the O's.
Okay.
Just personally thinking.
Well, we've used our pen a lot more than we had previously over the last 2 games, so
Yeah,
I'm thinking that the day's rest helps.
2 days will get everybody ready to go.
Right. Yeah.
Other than that, not much to talk about when there's rain.
Yeah, and I'm sitting in the rain right now, so it's just making me more upset that there's not baseball tonight.
I think that's just a cruel joke. It's not. We're not. It's not the same rain, obviously.
Yeah.
It's not the same rain that's in Kansas City, but I feel like we're. It's God's way of saying like, haha, you don't get baseball tonight. Here's rain in Baltimore too.
Yeah, well, and I was going to say, I was watching out the window at work, and it wasn't raining, and I was like, what the hell are they calling it for? And then I looked at Kansas City weather, and like, oh, okay, well, that's why. Yeah.
I forgot they're not playing here tonight.
Yes, and it doesn't rain everywhere at the same time, apparently, unbeknownst to me.
Yep. All right. Well, anything else for you, sir?
No, so we're looking forward to games 3, 4, 5, and 6 at least. Come on, let's go O's.
Yep, indeed. And now here's Rob with the end of the show.
So you've been listening to the O The Anthem podcast, part of the O The Anthem digital network.
You can find O The Anthem on otheanthem.com, O The Anthem on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, YouTube, Vimeo, all your favorite social networky places. And you can call the listener line if you have any great ideas of what we can do with Ryan Flaherty. That would be the place to text or leave a voicemail for them. 443. Oh God, how did I forget the number?
No, yes. At least it's not me. You don't know the number?
Oh God, 443
219
219-7595. There we go.
443 219 7595.
What's that number one more time?
443-219-7595.
I feel like I would have committed it to memory by now. I guess I'm just having like a sleepy time moment.
Could be that.
Because we've been up for so
long.
long.
Very long time. Anyway, so you can find me online at all your social networks at Robert and Cheek, except for Facebook, which is Rob Cheek Esquire. Although, at Robert and Cheek on Facebook is coming live again this weekend, hopefully. You can also check out addeaddrop.com, ADDEADDROP.com. We're going to find all the most interesting stories from all around the web. And foundingthefuture.us, which is the website you're going to find all my books and everything else on, all my political rantings. You can see the most recent blog post, which was about something important, and I don't remember what it was now. But I'm going to have a post up about our trip to Detroit and my experience with the fans.
Bandwagon fans
over this past ALCS. So
the ones here, the Oriole bandwagon fans.
Well, in comparison to being in Detroit,
right?
And Shanny's fear of those fans, and then people coming into Oriole Park, which I think should be different. So, anyway, as always, thank you for listening. It's the O The Anthem podcast, part of the O The Anthem digital network.
For Cory,
and there we go. So for Cory, this is Rob. Have a great week.
See ya.